So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream.
If I had my choice would be this: to spread love everywhere. Can't you hear it in my voice? I say it loud and clear. We need love everywhere. Like a dream coming true, I can say to you, I love you. Children, help me sing it.
My poor little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
We had one role model that always stuck with most of us was Dr. Clayton. He was a doctor, but he was a humanitarian. And for some reason, whenever you speak of Saginaw, usually you speak of Dr. Clayton.
Because of anger, no more dying, living together, hand in hand.
The riot that broke out in Detroit, the next day we had demonstrations here in Saginaw.
We can share God's treasures, oh Lord.
Henry, who was at that time a personal friend of mine, he was caught in a quandary because he was the first black mayor, and all of a sudden this thing broke out on his watch. But I think he did a masterful job in getting the two communities together, the black community and also the white community. Several groups were formed to do certain things, and Henry was the spark plug behind most of the stuff that was taking place at that time.
White men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God.
Was president of the NAACP at that time. She was, I thought, hard, and her service goals were much larger than she was. She was a small person, but had so much energy and so much to give, and that I thought she was just fantastic. And a person that I just admired for what she did.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
My first memory of him was when he was a police officer. And I always say I thought he was just the most handsomest man. He was tall and he looked so good in his uniform. But he went on there to First Ward Community Center and opened things so much for people to be involved. He was just such a a figure that I think impressed the young people such as myself, my generation coming up, to be involved in the community because we had him mentoring us. And I just remember the encounter with Mr. Daniels when I said, I just don't understand why you aren't helping the parents, you know, helping us and understanding us. And at that point, he began to encourage me to get involved, more involved politically, because he said what you're doing now is political, but you need to be more involved politically. And in other words, get on board.
Right.
He just was just a good person, a hardworking person. He loved his community, and his community loved him.
Some had legitimate gripes, and this was, in my opinion, a rough way to bring attention to some inequalities and other things that was going on wrong in this community. But at least it got the people's attention as to why some of these things were happening, because I think that's when people really began to look at some of the inequalities that was going on in this community and also across the nation.
Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics